Welcome to the Child Care Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you're a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Child Care Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it's Erica here from the Child Care Director's Chair podcast. We are in beautiful, sunny Florida.
The only game in town.
This is
the only game in town. And we're competing with Disney and Universal Studios, but this is the only game in town.
Yes. So ironically, full circle, the first time I ever was at this hotel was for my very first Podfest. And now I'm here. No, my very first Podfest.
So you feel very comfortable in this.
I feel very comfortable and I feel very empowered. Yeah. So let's talk about this conference.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this conference is really special, as you know, because of all of the milestones we're celebrating. 50 years of the CDA, 40 years of the council being around, and then 10 years of this conference. So we're celebrating a lot. And so that does make it special this year.
So what was obviously there was a lot of inspiration. Talk a little bit about the planning and what went into putting this amazing event together for our educators.
Well, we do have a team that pulls everything together. And because of all the celebrations that we wanted to have manifest at this conference, they did have to think about what can they do different. Because, this is a well-oiled machine. We've been doing EELC for 10 years. My team has this unique ability to pull together a combination of content that's really rich for early childhood professionals, but also focused on wellness and well-being while you're here, getting in your steps and getting in some mental health experiences.
I love that co-networking space upstairs.
That's right. And what we added were some unique features that were specific to the celebrations. For example, we have this living museum upstairs where you get to see our founder, J.D. Andrews. You get to see some relics from our building on 16th Street Northwest in D.C. You get to see and hear from some of the framers of Head Start and the CDA from the early days. And so we have some of those elements woven into the EELC experience. That's always a little bit tricky to pull off.
It's alive and well. So I got to tell you what my experience on this couch has been for 2 days.
All right.
The educators that have sat here, there were folks that were now college professors who started with the CDA.
All right.
There were who now are mentoring folks with their CDA. Everybody here talked about how the CDA has been either a stepping stone or a ladder in their career.
Well, CDA, I got my CDA in 1992, over 30 years ago. And it's still, whenever I think about my preparation, it's what I talk about first, because I have all the degrees, but it was the CDA that really taught me how to work with young children. I mean, younger than 5. My degree preparation academically was about public school. And you just don't get the kind of preparation you need working with infants, toddlers, and preschoolers at most colleges and universities.
I think that is very important. But I think even beyond that, I think the CDA helps build the foundation of who you see yourself as.
Oh, the confidence.
As an educator.
Yes.
Right? I feel like that is the richness there.
One of the things that when I look at my own experience, one of the things I remember because I got my CDA in the dark ages, okay?
Me too. I was only a couple years behind you.
Yeah.
I'm OG too.
And you remember the team that sat around the table and voted on whether you were competent or not. I left that room with so much confidence that a parent, my director, a community-based person, CDA rep from the council, they all believed, based on my presentation and my observation, that I was a competent teacher. So when I left there that next day, that next time in the classroom, I knew what I was doing, and I knew that it was correct. And that's what the CDA does.
Yeah. So I feel like the work that you guys are doing now is that museum up there, but the down here is the living museum.
Living museum.
It is. And that's what I felt. And I also love the diversity that I see in this room.
Yes.
And the young educators coming in with seasoned educators, but everybody having a voice that's valid and heard but it doesn't happen in every room. You say that like, yes, of course, but it doesn't happen. Even just accessibility to you. I gotta gush. I gotta gush on you a little bit.
Okay.
Just even the accessibility to you. There's not been a time that I have reached out that you haven't responded.
Oh. Yes.
Or you're in the sessions with the people. Yeah, but you don't see that everywhere.
Well, that's true, but you know why that's true, I believe, and why it's unique to me, maybe the executives. But I'm a practitioner CEO. So I'm different in the sense that I have walked a mile in the shoes of those who have been practicing our craft. And so there's a deep respect.
Yeah.
And because I have been in the classroom as a teacher aide, because I've wiped a snotty nose or I've run down the hallway with a child that's about to use the restroom on themselves.
Have
you done that? Okay, I mean...
all the things.
Okay, all the things.
All the things.
Because I've actually done all the things.
Did it on Friday, Calvin. I did it on Friday.
Because I've done all the things. So I want to be in the rooms that they're in. I want to hear their concerns. I attend this conference as a participant.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So... I needed to say that because, again, I don't see that everywhere. I travel all over the country.
Yes.
I get the honor to go to many conferences. And like you said, no shade. There's just something very special and unique about the CDA community. So
that's right.
Thank you for embodying that and showing that as the leader that you are.
My pleasure.
Thank you. So what other things do you really feel like for the folks who are missing out? Because if they didn't come this year, they missed out.
Yeah, they need to come next year.
What do they need to know about like what's coming up for the CDA family here?
So there's a couple of things coming up for the CDA family, and that is, we just launched the Birtified credential.
Yes.
It's, people are really excited about it, and we think early next year we'll see a lot of people either transitioning to the Birtified credential or pursuing it as a first-time credential. But also, this conference will evolve decade. And I think what we want to do is to bring more specific individuals into this space. So you might see pre-con sessions just for state administrators, pre-con sessions just for directors like you.
I love it.
Pre-con sessions for state leaders who are doing research or maybe interested in working with higher ed community. So we want to evolve a little bit and be more intentional about who comes.
Yeah.
And then also have a conference track.
Yeah. I'm always a little sassy. So I had the COO in the seat and I said, they were talking about really just having the CDA be like the standard for like the baseline of what an educator needs. And my response then was, I think that's amazing, but I think we need that for directors too, because we know all the great teachers that get promoted, and then we're left to the wolves.
So what are you saying? Do you think you need some kind of credential for?
I feel like there should
directors,
and there are some, but they're state. This state has it. This state don't.
That's right.
It would be
national
great.
credential.
It would be
great. Again, no shade. There is a credential at the McCormick Center that's for directors. I don't know a lot about.
I'm going to find out because I'm going to their conference next.
Oh, good. So I don't know a lot about the uptick, right? I don't know how many people are pursuing that credential. Well, the last time I looked at what McCormick was doing, it was certainly all the things that I would put down as what a director needs.
The whole leadership framework is amazing.
It's amazing.
When I saw that document like a year ago, that's how I was.
It's amazing.
I said, where was this when I first started?
But to be honest with you, Dr. Washington, before she left the council, she had dreamed up a credential. And I think it was really unique in the sense that you could see a director pursuing that kind of credential.
Yeah.
And what we did with that body of work is that we used it to develop sort of an internal leadership development experience. But I'm not sure what Andrew said to you, but I'm willing to look at all of those kinds of opportunities because I believe directors are just as important as teachers.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think your whole thing here is we get people to a place where they're empowered to continue to learn and grow and go.
Yes.
It makes sense to me that there is that correlation because no one wants to leave this family. This is a warm family. We don't want to move out, Captain.
And one of the things that we want to do at the council is focus on recognition.
Yeah.
And we don't want to leave directors out.
Yeah.
We want directors to be recognized for the amazing work they do to support teachers and families.
Yeah.
They're a critical part of the puzzle.
They are. And, and wherever it's supposed to live, maybe it's not here, but there's got to be some from here to there. There's got to be some very clear road nationally.
You're right about that because I agree with you that the agreement about what it takes to be an early educator is just as inconsistent from state to state as the director.
Yeah. So let's talk about, you also have some let's talk about the other exciting things that we got going on.
No, you tell me what you want to talk about.
No, I want to talk about your podcast. I want to talk about that
So the podcast. Yes. Well, you're the queen of podcasts.
Oh, I don't know about that.
We are not going to try to compete with you. But what we are going to do is to talk about some of the things that we really care about. So it's called the Council Table, where we're bringing people like you to the table and talk about some exciting issues. This new season that we're about to launch in just a few weeks really is about introducing the podcast, sort of presenting it as an idea to the field and see what we get.
I think they're going to love it.
I hope so.
They're going to love it.
We're bringing some unique people to the round table, and I think they're going to sort of begin to spark some new conversations.
I think the other thing that I have found, which is, again, sometimes when things happen, you're like in awe of it, but there are some colleges using my YouTube videos as part of their coursework. And I
love your podcast.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I feel like your podcast could also be a great resource for the colleges that are, working with people who are looking to move into early childhood education to especially understand it isn't just what's happening in your classroom. It's the advocacy work. It's the professionalism of there's so many pieces beyond your four walls. And, so I think that they can learn a lot.
Well, and I read somewhere that you have to hear something 7 times in order to really stick.
Yeah.
And so they may hear it from you, then they'll hear it from us, and they'll hear it from someone else. So hopefully there's room for us to get into this space and be part of the numbers of times someone may want to hear or need to hear about how important the field is. Because we're going to be talking about men in ECE. We're going to be talking about provider and early educator wellness.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about things like, if you're a snorer, your neck gets bigger.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did. I snore. I had to tell my poor friend Annette, I said, girl, you're sharing a room with me. Go sleep first. I said, go to sleep first. I will wait for you to fall asleep because when I go to sleep, I'm out.
We're going to try to introduce some news you can use, okay? Because I'm a snorer too, but I had no idea that it impacts your body in different ways.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
But it's always going to be the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So well, I'm sure you're proud of a lot of things. What are a few things that you really just were aha moments for you during today and yesterday's event?
Well, there were a couple. So on the first night, we really announced a partnership with the National Family Child Care Association. I don't know if you know this, but I spent maybe a decade working for center-based programs, and then I made this switch to family child care and just fell in love with family child care as a profession. And so I've always been interested in supporting the National Association. And so we announced a partnership with them to support not only their membership, but also their accreditation system. So that was a bright spot for me personally. Yeah. And then today we had all of the previous CEOs in one room, maybe for the first time.
Wow.
That was incredible. We had Dr. Day, Dr. Jose Cruz and Dr. Valor Washington. They joined me on stage and we talked about the council and, of course, our flagship credential, the CDA. So those are the highlights for me so far. But as you know, we've got a closing session.
Yeah.
We had some wonderful workshops this afternoon. So we're rocking and rolling.
We are. Yeah. So is there anything that I didn't ask as we wrap up? And I know you're so busy, so thank you for taking a few minutes to share with me. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you really would like folks to know?
Well, I mean, I want folks to really reach out to us and let us know what we're doing, or maybe what we're not doing to really support them.
Yeah.
Because we think we know and we ask a lot, but we want there to be an open communication between the field and the council so that what we're doing is what we need to be doing to support them.
Yeah. Feel a little bit, I don't want to cry. I feel a little emotional today because when I sit here and I think about when I started the field, I didn't even have a high school diploma. I had quit school.
Oh my goodness.
And then I had my daughter and I said, I want her to go to school. And I had quit I had moved out of my home. So I was working. It wasn't like I didn't love school. Actually,
life was life.
I love school. Life was life.
Right.
And as I sit here and I think about, and hearing all these people on the couch talking about how the CDA really has impacted their life. Yeah. I'm a girl, very, modest. I grew up poor and didn't have a high school diploma and had my kid and said, you know what, I want to set the example. And the second that I got that GED, my very next thing was that CDA. Yeah. Right? Full circle. Associates right from there. Boom. Bachelor's right from there. Opened up 6 childcare centers. I employ 40-something women. I had just in 4 months, I've had 7 CDA candidates come out of my program, out of my school.
Yeah.
So just, hearing other people and just how impactful it really is. So again, thank you for the work that you guys did.
No, and thank you for what you do. And we need your podcast to sort of amplify those stories that you just told. Because what I learned is that there are a lot of stories like that. There's a young man attending the conference for the first time. I think he said he had his bachelor's degree in sociology, but he ended up teaching at a state-funded pre-K program in Georgia, got his CDA, and he came here by himself, but now he's part of this community.
Yeah.
Now he's part of this, network of people. And the CDA brought him here.
It's life-changing.
It's life-changing.
I don't know what else to say. It's life-changing. It's life-changing. So, all right, guys, you heard it here first. Don't mean to get cushy. I'm going to take these off. As always, thank you for coming to the Child Care Director Share podcast, where leaders go and leaders grow. See you later. Sorry.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sacosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.